Hi everyone, it's Rachel from Sweet and Simple Home and welcome to my kitchen. As we are stuck at home, many of you are as well, we are kind of going crazy in our kitchen. We have been needing to do an overhaul of the kitchen organization for a while now as my husband's cooking and baking hobby grows and my vintage servingware collection grows, and also just our need to keep feeding our family. As our family is growing, we're needing to store more food, more things to cook and bake with. We're just having to really maximize the storage in my home. So with that, let me show you some of the before footage of where we're at, starting right here in my little 1930s kitchen. Starting with some recent Costco items, my poor husband thought the paper towels were toilet paper and grabbed one. We don't normally buy paper towels, so we'll keep them in case of emergency, I guess. Oats and flour need to be stored though. This is upper pantry storage for us. This used to be where I kept decor and DIY supplies and tools. I moved those to the linen cupboard. I can link to that video. We're actually missing the shelf here. We think it's in the garage, so that'll be a project. This is our silverware drawer. It just needs to be cleaned. Baking drawer needs to be addressed. This random drawer needs to be addressed. And this is my husband's tech drawer. I tackled this in a recent project and can link to that. This is under the stove where I keep the baking pans and cooling rack. I really don't like how the knives are organized, so we're going to address that for sure. This is one of my least favorite spots. There's so much stuff jammed in here. Cutting boards, trays, the vacuum sealer, grocery sacks, lids, everything. This is my main pantry cupboard. It's really not too bad. It's just that we need to fit more in here. This is my baking area on the counter. This is the lower corner cupboard. All of our corner cupboards are fit with Lazy Susans. The previous owner installed these. I need to rehome this big bin. Our Instant Pot and pots and pans are in here. This is the biggest space in my kitchen, so they'll stay here. It just really needs to be cleaned. It's gross. This upper corner cupboard is gross. There are lots of spills and crumbs, and it's hard to get the toaster in and out, and I don't even know what's on the top. Here's where we keep our dishes. I don't mind this. This is fine. The other lower corner cabinet is where we keep our kids' snacks and lunch packing items. This is more than we normally have because we did do a big stock up when they said we would be home for 2 weeks. And above the microwave is random. I don't really know what all is in here. I see rice. I don't know. This drawer has all of my cleaning rags and my oils. That drives me nuts. Not the oils part, I don't mind that. It's just all these rags. It's just terrible. So then next is dish towels and dishcloths. The coffee and tea isn't bad, just needs to be cleaned. Then the kid drawer on the bottom has been really frustrating for the kids. I have my dishes drying here next to the sink. Please tell me I'm not the only one with baking pans that look like this. The upper corner cabinet is a mess of random, and I honestly can't even see what's on the top. We have these cool pull-out cupboards above the fridge, and this first one is where we keep snacks that someone in the house has an allergy to. That way it takes a parent to pull them out and give them to the correct person who does not have the allergy. And then I keep my blender and punch bowl in this other one. Nothing looks too bad. It's just that we have all this on the floor that needs to find a home, and so many places that are not functioning very well for our family, that are frustrating when you're in a hurry, that are hard for the kids to follow through with, and honestly my husband and I as well. My husband is actually going to be helping me with this project, so you'll probably see him in here as he does as much if not more cooking and baking in this kitchen as I do. So we're going to take advantage of this time that we have home together and attack this, and hopefully it inspires you to tackle something in your house too. Like any good organization project, we're going to start out by clearing everything out and giving everything a good wipe down. So we are happy with where the silverware is and the organization of the silverware. I got this little caddy at a yard sale last year for 50 cents. It's working great, but I am just going to go ahead and give the drawer a wipe down and put this back. I use this little blue poster putty from the Dollar Tree to hold the little silverware caddy in place, and it works really well. I use this throughout my kitchen. Okay, this drawer here is our baking drawer, and it is one of the ones that drives me bonkers because there's so much stuff in here that doesn't lay very nicely or keep where it should be. Like we have my husband's sous vide. I just don't know if this is the best place for it. And then all of our KitchenAid attachments, our scale, our measuring cups and spoons. My husband uses this for making bread. So just a bunch of stuff that I'm not really sure how I'm going to alter, but it needs to be altered. So I think a reality that we may have to consider is that our kids' craft stuff is in these 2 bins. And I think we may need to consider taking the craft stuff and moving it somewhere else. I don't know where. In the winter, I moved all of my decorating stuff, all of the paint and things that I was keeping up in these cupboards up here. And I moved them to a different closet so that we'd have more room, but we've outgrown that even still. Now the question is, where do you think we should put the craft stuff?
Well, probably it could be pared down.
Yeah. Okay, we decided we're happy with where the junk drawer is. We're not going to move that, and this will be a project in and of itself. So I'm going to just junk drawer for now. Then I think I might employ Molly to come help me clean out the 2 kids' drawers here. So this one's mostly craft stuff. The bottom one is mostly games. So my husband and I are talking about making a place in the garage to put these, and then we'll just kind of shove the other grocery items out of the way for now until we find a place for them. It always gets ugly before it gets pretty. At least that's what I'm saying to myself at this stage.
Do we need a toaster?
I use the toaster.
I use the toaster.
Can we just toast in the cast iron?
I don't know. I think I would like to keep the toaster.
Oh.
I'm finding things like this. This is from a bubbles kit that Clivey had, and I kept the bubbles even though the bubble one broke, thinking we can do bubbles on something else, but I've had it for months. So if this is not used up by the end of the weekend, it goes. And things like the washi tape that I have piled up in here, I'm going to move to where I package up my packages, because that's mostly where I use washi, is like on the outside of my boxes, just to make it look happier. That tends to be where we use washi tape the most. So we're also like throwing away little scraps and bits of things, even though I'm sure there's a million crafts we could make with this. We have so much of it and we need the space. So stuff like this we're just gonna toss for now. Combining some of the containers.
Yep, we've got a couple extra ones that don't have very much left.
And he's doing like the ketchup and bigger seasonings in the middle there.
Stuff we haven't opened yet, because it's just going to live in there and it doesn't have to be accessed all the time. So if we have that in the core,
Okay.
our honey, the salsa, because when we get it at Costco, especially the ketchup and the salsa and stuff comes in 2 packs, and this will often sit for a week. So if that's the core, and then we put the seasonings around the outside, maybe we could try to make this the baking.
Okay.
Have the baking stuff here, and then like the savory or cooking seasonings here. So bakery stuff here, cooking seasonings here.
Hi. So I pulled out all the sprinkles from this white Dollar Tree tub that I had, and we're gonna combine or toss some of these. So I've got this big guy and a lot of the containers on this are empty. And then I have all these like half-used little guys. I get these on clearance after Christmas for like pennies, and we do use them. So I think the only one that might be expired are the blue ones. So yeah, they're from 2015. Yowzer. 2007? I'm embarrassed.
Still have a little bit of these beans left.
Oh, that is so satisfying. That totally worked. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Good job. So those, I do still wish this was in a basket of some sort.
Well, we can find one. I'm just trying to put things where I think they should go. We can make it pretty later.
Okay.
So stage 1 is where should they go. Stage 2 is making it look nice.
Right.
So, and that we can take more time to make it look nice as we figure out where things go.
So we went from this being full with a bunch of random little things and all of this down to just these two things needed to be cut. I used this little scrap paper funnel that I made to fit into each of these little sections here. And this one's just a mixture of a couple little bits that were left. But when we're making cookies, the sprinkles usually get mixed together anyway. So I have some springy ones separate and then all the red and green ones here. And I don't have to store these, and these are expired. I think we're making good progress. It's really good to talk through and think about all of this with my husband's opinion, because he does do a lot of the baking in this house. He's also taller than me, like he can see those higher shelves and how much can fit up there better than I can.
I'm really just the muscle. That's
Yeah.
all I am.
So he's refilled all of our flour bins. We filled up all of our extra mason jars with dry goods and have them put up so that that space is being used better, and the shelves that we need better access to are freed up, and I'm so encouraged. I bought a big box of these Enjoy Life chocolate chips on Amazon because they are kind of expensive in our small town. They are dairy free and nut free and all that kind of stuff that we need for my kiddos' allergies. And I usually keep them in this jar. I'm gonna fill them up, and then whatever else I can't fill in them will stick up on the top shelf. This is a lovely mess.
You know, I'm sure there's some YouTube channel that has a great way to take a big thing of flour and stick it in smaller things.
Fun times. He got flour on my toaster. What I'm realizing, and I'm not surprised by this, but it is just another reminder that we actually have so much good storage. We just need to use it better, and it's so much more doable. And I'd been feeling so discouraged, like, gosh, do we need a bigger house? I just feel like we're outgrowing our space. And I've always been one to love small houses. So this has just been encouraging to go through it and realize how much space we actually have when we just use it better and really, really think about it. So just my little 2 cents as I'm in the midst of it. I climbed up on my step stool to show you guys this cabinet. This is above my stove. And I thought we could put the Ziploc bags for lunch packing that we have here in this sort of L-shaped empty spot. And when the kids need another box, I can climb back up here and grab one. It is slightly inconvenient, but it is more inconvenient on the daily basis to not be able to access things we use all the time. So I'm gonna start grabbing all of the boxes that are there and then up in this cabinet and stick them in here. Okay, that all fit without overcrowding it too much. So that's great, and that frees up a shelf in my pantry area. Okay, so I just went through and vacuumed and wiped down all of these shelves, and I've been kind of gathering what I think will go up in here. We went to go pick up some more large mason jars to finish storing up this stuff. The area that is still giving me all kinds of like stress is this area, because there's so many random things shoved in here and it's really hard to get out what you need. So we'll focus on that area. And then we're thinking about ordering a wooden knife organizer where you like slide the knives into this, but that's still undecided. So that's where we're at progress wise. These two drawers are still empty. All the kids' stuff is over there. And I think I'm gonna get a bin and kind of like put everything in a bin and store it in this closet on the floor underneath like our snow coats. That way it's still accessible and up here, and they can just pull that bin out and take whatever they want to the table, so it still makes sense for how our family uses the space, but it gives us 2 more large drawers for kitchen related things. So I'm happy with the progress. I'm feeling a little less overwhelmed, but I'll be honest, this is probably going to take me a couple days to finish. So I added some command strip hooks to the inside of this cupboard, but it'll be like that, and it can still close, which is good. And I did 1 for our measuring spoons and then 1 for each measuring cup. And I think that'll work well. All right, so we are both officially super tired and we got a lot done, and we're gonna hit the pause button on this project, feed our kids, and we'll probably have to come back and work on this tomorrow because I doubt we'll have energy to tackle this tonight. But I wanted to show you what we're ending with for day 1 of the Great Kitchen Organization project. So this cupboard has been all wiped out and cleaned out. There was actually quite a bit of dust in there, which surprised me, and I'm glad that I tended to that. This cupboard my husband did such a great job on. It's amazing to me the difference and how usable this feels as opposed to how we had it in the past. We want to get some sort of basket for this stuff, but that'll probably be in the future. That just looks so nice to me. I'm excited. And then up there is like deep storage things, which I can't even reach. In this cupboard, it's been all cleaned out and a few things put away. And I added the little hooks to the side there, so that's exciting. This is the bin that I'm going to use for the kids' games and things. We still have to find a place for oats. And then we have a bunch of other things still left on the counter. This is one of the containers that we got. We're gonna put brown sugar in here for storage. And then we got more of these to tuck this flour away in deep storage. So that is the plan. We're going to deep clean these first, but I need to run the dishwasher because it's full of all the other dishes. Lots yet to be done, but we're very excited about the progress. That's as far as we got today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here at the Sweet and Simple Home. We'll be sharing more of this project very soon here on the channel, so be sure you hit the little bell to be notified whenever I have a new video for you all. You guys take care. I hope you're doing well, and I will be back with more soon. Bye!